We have the engagement with public and private sector players to create sensitization and figure out how to implement the ESC SPS protocol. And back to the question you asked on the detection of food safety issues, I think even before we go to the process of detection, we first have to sensitize the private sector so they're aware of what food safety measures they need to follow. And that way, by the time you get to the border, you have already complied. If it's maize you're exporting to Kenya from Uganda, you already know the aflatoxin levels, the moisture levels that you need to comply with before you move the goods across. So as opposed to having the ban happening at the border, once you create the sensitization and awareness, you can already comply, and in this way we can facilitate trade in the region. Trade is happening. That means the private sector is complying. However, it's not 100%. So for those who don't comply, sometimes it's because of lack of knowledge. So that's what we're trying to bridge, to ensure that the knowledge is created amongst the private sector. And at the same time, these measures are instituted by the public sector. So as TradeMark East Africa, we are supporting the private sector to be part of that process because the burden of compliance with these measures rests with the private sector. So by supporting them, they can engage with the private sector to ensure that the measures are reasonable to them, and also they are able to comply before they get to the border where the goods are banned.